Hello, and welcome back to Dear Diary, the self-love podcast. Today, I want to talk about doubt. I think it's something we've all experienced in several areas of our lives, and it's one of the most tricky things because in doubt, we're typically seeking answers, right? Affirmation somewhere. There's a fear, there's a judgment, something that you are doubting. There's lots of questions. And in the questions, we tend to get in our minds. And when we get in our minds, we switch into autopilot. And when we switch into autopilot, that is where all of the conditioning and the limiting beliefs and the ego and the you get what I'm saying? We're not in the driver's seat anymore. So, I come here to talk about doubt because for me, in this season, in this moment, right now, what's alive inside of me is the doubt that I have that this vision that I have to heal and learn to love myself unconditionally and step into my greatness and do big things in this world. My doubt is that is not enough to show up in a way where people will see me and they will want to do the same. I hear so much, I'm not ready. I don't have the money. I'm not interested in going on this journey. I don't think I could do it. I don't want to heal from the past. That's scary. And we all have our reasons, and not everybody is ready. That is a fact. You have to want a better life. You have to be open to the process. And you have to take a leap and trust in yourself. So this lingering doubt of like, are you enough to show up and do this? Are you saying the right things so that people hear you? Are you doing this for any reason, or are you just doing this for yourself? Like, is anybody out there? Are you listening? Like, knock, knock, hello, are you home? Sometimes that's how I feel. And then there are beautiful moments where I will get a message, or I will have a call with a client, or a discovery call with a new client, and it just is like, it clicks. I get back to my knowing. I get back to remembering why I'm doing this. And I am on the right path, right? And all of those questions that I had before of like, is this right? Are you doing it okay? Are you good enough? That doubt all just slips away. And it feels, instead of constricted, like, is this good enough? To it's just enough. It's perfect. So I am really feeling into, again, I haven't had that yet. And these are all just layers. That's part of this journey, is just shedding and peeling and healing all of the layers. And it doesn't have to be hard. I remember when I first started putting myself out there, it was like the fear was so intense. The vulnerability felt like nauseating. When I used to go live and put makeup on my face, like it just, like, I cringed and I shook every time I pressed the live button. And it was like, am I doing this right? Nobody cares. And now it's like, you are doing it right. People do care. Keep going. So it doesn't mean that lingering, like, contraction isn't there. That layer still gets to be peeled through, but it's a lot less intense than it used to be. The doubt is less in your face and stop me in your tracks. It's more of like a little tap. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So if ever there's a place in your life, maybe right now, if you could just take a deep breath and another. And just think of a place in your life right now where you're feeling doubtful. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your relationship, maybe it's how you parent, how you show up, who you surround yourself with, feelings inside of you. Like, what are you doubting right now? What if you get to zoom out and look at that from a different perspective? And perhaps taking away all of the messiness, all of the heaviness, all of the questions, all of the fears and insecurities and judgments, right? Like if you get down to the core of the doubt, what is it that's alive inside of you? What is this that you're doubting? What do you want so badly that you continue to doubt it over and over again? Maybe it's your potential, your level of success, your worthiness. For me, it's worthiness. Am I good enough to show other women that they are good enough? And to that, my immediate answer right away is yes. Yes, I am. And yes, you are too. Whatever this thing is that's alive inside of you that you are doubting, what if you could just let it go and trust that it was going to work out exactly the way that you want it to? What would that feel like instead? If you just got it right, there was no questioning of how or who or when or where. You don't get stuck down the spiral of the how hole to make it all happen. What if you could just trust that it was exactly right? Don't you think you would show up in a different way? For me, trusting that I am enough and that I have all the tools to show everyone that sees me, that actually sees me. Because if you're just scrolling by and you're not paying attention, you may miss what I have. But if you actually see me, you have the potential, if you're listening now, to get to that place where the doubt doesn't stop you in your tracks. It doesn't take hold of the driver's seat. It's just a little tap on the shoulder, and then you can move past it. So here I am, showing up, trusting in my abilities and my desires to change other women's lives, to change other people's lives in this world, showing you that you have what it takes to make changes. You have what it takes to get into the driver's seat. You have been on autopilot for too long. Let doubt get out of the driver's seat and you get in. And maybe doubt isn't your thing. You could insert whatever is your thing, right? Yes, this is about doubt, but maybe it's not doubt. Maybe it's you feel the same energy that I'm expressing, but it's with people pleasing or not good enoughness or insecurities or insert anything. We all have our things, right? We all have our things. But what if we stopped letting these things take control of our life and we started taking control of our lives? We can put the glasses off that we've been wearing our entire lives and see with a fresh pair of new eyes who we really are, what we are really capable of, and what we are here to do in this world. You are not meant to live stuck. You are not meant to live feeling doubtful about everything that it is that you desire to have in this life. That's not meant for you. We had our first call with the Embodied Women last week, and she talked about not having to go through the next breakthrough and the next breakthrough and the next big aha and the next beautiful pop and healing moment, but instead just becoming friends and getting to know our feelings. So, what would it feel like if you got to know that doubt? What does it feel like when you close your eyes? Where do you feel it in your body? Maybe it's in your chest or your shoulders or your back or your hips or your jaw. I hold a lot of pressure in my jaw. That's why I have TMJ. That's why my entire family, almost everyone has TMJ, right? That tight pressure, locked jaw. That's where I feel it in my body. What if you could just get to know that feeling, get to know that emotion? Welcome it in without resistance. See why it's there, right? Like, what's underneath the doubt for me? It's, am I good enough to show up? Become friends with that. All it's trying to do is protect you, right? It's trying to protect me from showing up and being judged or making a fool of myself or not saying the right thing or not being liked or not being good enough, facing resistance. It's trying to protect me. What is it trying to protect you from? What's really underneath all of that? And when I get down to the bottom of it, I am blessed to say that I have beautiful friends and clients and followers and just this giant community of amazing humans. And I've welcomed all of that, even if it came with judgment or resistance. So getting to the bottom of what is it? Why do you have the fear? Why do you have the doubt in the first place? Becoming friends with it. This doesn't have to be hard. This doesn't have to feel like opening a closet of skeletons of years and years and years of repressed shit that has been inside of you. It doesn't have to look like that. It can simply look like what is getting in your way. Put a feeling to it. Put a flavor to it. Put an emotion to it. What does it feel like? Is there texture? Is there color? Is there a smell? What is that? Just getting curious about it. Welcoming it. That doubt doesn't look so scary when you do that. It makes more sense now, right? So now, from that place, I can confidently show up exactly the way that I have been because it feels right for me, and the right people will see it and hear it and feel it and want to move with me. I can't speak for everyone. That when I make a post or I offer a service or I reach out to someone or I have a call and people aren't ready for it, people aren't interested in it, people don't jump to work with me, that doesn't mean that I'm not here doing my best and other people will be ready, will receive, will be open, will want to take the leap. I have to stop controlling, and so do you, the outcome, and just trust in my abilities and in the fact that this is what I desire, so it's going to happen. Doubt no longer runs the show. I do. my desire for this business and for a successful coaching career where I can change the lives of thousands of women across the world. That's what I desire. Doubt doesn't get to put a hold on that. Doubt doesn't get to get in my way of that. So I unhook myself from the doubt, from the fear, from the insecurity, and from the unworthiness. And instead, I step into my power. I show up bigger than I did before. I show up louder than I did before. I show up more intentionally than I did before so that more people can hear me and feel me and see me and want to do this journey with me. That's what I say to doubt. So, I am feeling complete on this, and I just want you to know that you can do hard things. I know I've said it before, and it's the cheesiest saying ever, but it's freaking true. We really, really can. And they don't have to be hard. Sometimes we just think they're hard. Sometimes they're actually really gentle and easy and nurturing and compassionate. Growth doesn't have to be scary. Healing does not have to be hard. It gets to be easy. It gets to be safe. To tell doubt to take a back seat, it didn't have to cost me weeks of anxiety and journaling sessions and tears and all of the things, right? It did in the beginning, and then it gets easier and easier and easier as you shed all of these layers and get down to the core of you and who you really are. And doubt is not a part of that. Your thing, the thing that's holding you back, it's not a part of you. It's not who you are. You are love and beauty and joy and abundance and worthy and love. You are all of those things, not the things that stand in your way. So, I'm going to take a deep breath. Let you soak in all of that goodness. I hope this hit you right in your core and hooked onto you so that you think about it later the next time that thing gives you a zing and you're like, and you feel that contraction, and then you sit with it for a second and you feel into it and you become friends with it, and then you get to the other side of it and then you feel the Thanks for listening. I love you.